Go. Start the game. There we go. Excellent. Dogu Bomb. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Oh, got here. Now live on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube, for telling me what I'm doing. All right. Blueprints. Day 57. Here we go. What's on our docket? Power hammer, smashing walls in the greenhouse, and the secret garden. Chess puzzle. I think those are the two big ones. And of course, if we can figure out how to associate dates with the office and the study and the drawing room. Also, we have a handful of patterns that we have unlocked but have not visited. The kennel, the dovecomb, and I feel like there's another one, but I don't remember what it is. What's our outdoor room? We will take the tomb. So also on our list today, unlocking Her Ladyship's diary. The key is available in the tomb. We just have to be able to spawn Her Ladyship's chamber, which I can do pretty reasonably when I'm just exploring the house, but when I'm explicitly trying to, I find that I have a hard time getting that to happen. All right. Let's start with the library, I suppose. Got a treasure map. Interesting. Where at? Rank 6, room 4. Okay. All right. Ooh, a bookshop. We will gladly take that. I have been looking all over for you. Hello, sir. Bookshop is a black bishop. Do we have that noted? I think we have all our bishops. Yes. All right, Realm and Rune, and we actually have enough for it, so let's go ahead and buy that. Okay, we've seen that before. Don't think there's anything else in here. Let's head... Her Ladyship's chamber? No such luck. Utility closet, or actually let's do the coat check because we've got the chronograph here. Now the chronograph, while drafting, you may rewind time after drawing new floor plans. You are more likely to draw tomorrow rooms while drafting. I have never successfully used the chronograph, so hopefully we will be able to get that to trigger. This is a good place for security, but I don't like this orientation. So let's do the hallway. How do I use the chronograph? I don't know. It didn't say. Is there a rewind button that I'm not seeing? We'll take a reading nook. How does this thing work? You may rewind time after drawing new floor plans. Oh, hello. What do we got here? A couple keys. Excellent. How do you rewind time? What am I missing with this thing? All right, let's go ahead and spawn. Let's choose Roman Rune for our next one. What am I missing? You know what? Oh! Okay, interesting. I can double tap to see my inventory. I couldn't do that before. You have drawn floor plans. You must select one to draft, unless I rewind time. How do I rewind time? Let's look it up. Because I feel like this is a critical piece to this item, and I'm not seeing how to use it. Blueprints chronograph. What am I missing here? When used in conjunction with anything that grants the ability to redraw your draft pool, the chronograph allows the player to rewind time and go back to the previous drafts. Oh, that is not what the description would lead me to believe. Let's do the music room. While drafting, you may rewind time after drawing new floor plans. I see, drawing new floor plans. I read this as after drawing floor plans, not after redrawing floor plans. Okay, but we got the secret, the key to the secret garden. That's good. That's one of the rooms we need. I think we've seen that before. All right. We need to get up and around. So we'll take the courtyard. Oh, but I have no gems. Can I just, maybe if I just keep trying? Well, poop. All right. That sucks because we're totally cut off from the entire upper part. So this is it. We have a couple small doors in this bottom corner, and then we are done with this day. But this day was not a complete loss because we did get to buy Roman Rune. That's big. I have no gems. I have to take the freezer. That sucks, dude. Crunch. Okay. Let's just fill this out and then we will get out of here. And we'll close out with, it doesn't really matter. I guess if I had done a bedroom, I could have gotten another room or so, but that's really disappointing. But like I said, we got Roman Rune. That's actually really huge because that's going to be a very important book for us. Solving the Sanctum puzzles. Is there anything else here? Our coins are frozen. So no, that's it. Wow, that was a short one. I do not feel good about that one. Yeah. Let's try again. 58. All right. Since we got the tomb yesterday, we probably will not get the tomb today, which is really unfortunate. But you never know. Let's find out. He also had 4 keys at the end of the last day, which is obnoxious. All right, here we go. Do we do the shrine? I think we avoid the hovel, because we're at a point where steps actually matter a lot. The root cellar can be interesting, but requires us to have a shovel, which is hit or miss. Let's try the shrine. Let's see. We have 33 coins on us. Where's my list of blessings? Here we go. Let's go big. Let's go big. What does 30 coins get us? Blessing of the Monk. Okay. Okay, so for now, I'm going to assume that this is 14 plus. But we're going to say tried at 30. Oh, but duration was 4 days. Did you see that? So at some point it gives you extra days for going to higher amounts. Hey, Tony. Usually get 2 dice before I go to the outer room. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. So you can re-roll it if you need to. All right. What are we trying to do? Sure, we'll do an early mailroom since we got a package. Magnifying glass, sleep mask, and a couple gems. That's pretty good. All right. So we're looking for workshop components. We're looking for green rooms. So spare terrace sounds wonderful. There's our shovel. Excellent. Big thing we want is the power hammer. So that'll be the sledgehammer, the lever, the broken lever, and the battery. Let's go ahead and take the reading nook here. I need to be a little careful, but I do want to get a library. Because this is going to have our copy of Realm in Rune, which is something we desperately need. So I'm just going to blast through here and take all my pictures first. Okay, there we go. All right, so now, when the scholars of the First Era found any hidden things, either of a natural source or resulting from the creations of man, they were accustomed to record these in various signs with the aid of figures. They did this in order that the sigils of their realm might not be understood by strangers. Historically speaking, sigils are not a new tradition. They have been found in every era and every culture and predate both written text and heraldic arts. However, today, when we use the term sigil, we are referring specifically to realm sigils, those crude circular marks of designation found on royal artifacts, buildings, and older documents. This book was written to make simple the understanding of these fascinating glyphs and to clearly display the correlation between each sigil and the iconography of the realm's royal art. How is the image of a leafless burning tree seen in geometric lines, and what does that tell us of a kingdom's history? Each line, each circle, and each variation tells a story of the land. Even the adorned borders around the sigils have special meaning. So, To understand a realm sigil, we must first dismantle the symbol and identify the individual elements that make up the whole. Each sigil is composed of 4 things: the core, the dividing lines, the moats, and the border. At the center of each sigil is a unique shape, different for each realm. If the core gives us a name, then the rest of the sigil tells us the history behind that name. Still, it is important to be able to identify and distinguish the core as a first step in deciphering any sigil, as long as the other parts are meaningless, as all the other parts are meaningless, if we don't first know the place we are describing. Several example cores taken from well-known sigils. Rend Iris, Fen Iris, Araja, Kararika, and Arch Iris. And we know there are 3 more that are not listed here. Spouting forth from the core will come several dividing lines, splitting the sigil into pieces. From one sigil to another, the rays will often differ in number, style, and form. Studying the differences in these lines will immediately reveal several things about the realm. The number of rays indicates transportation. Counting the number of dividing lines in a sigil will reveal to us what method of transportation was prevalent in a realm. Were they a seaside kingdom that relied on ships, or a desert domain that might have employed camels to cross the sandy expanse of their lands? Okay. Okay. Turtleback travel. What? Okay. The style of the ray indicates the weather. Identifying the style of the ray used in the sigil will show us what weather the kingdom considered native. Some are intuitive, like the jagged lightning-shaped lines to indicate stormy lands. Okay, we have foggy, heat, rainy, stormy, snow, and windy. And just like normal. Moats. Each sigil floating between the rays are small figures called moats. From the shape and style of the moats used on a sigil, we can tell the type of society a given realm proclaimed, if they considered themselves mighty in arms or blessed by artistic and economic fortune. Tribal, agricultural, martial, metropolitan, academic, industrial, spiritual, or poetic. And the border. Around each sigil is an adorned edge serving as a container for the information within. There are 8 different borders, each one corresponding to a different color. These borders always correspond to the banner and national colors of that specific realm. Putting it all together, by studying the core, rays, moats, and borders of the sigil, you should now be able to unlock the meaning behind what had previously been an undecipherable enigma. Fen Iris, the Grand Realm. Transportation is road carriage. And that's because there's 4 lines, 4 rays. Roads. Roads, streets, carriages. The 4 rays here look like the crossroads on a map. Okay. Weather is foggy. And that's from the lines because they have these kind of crosshatches on the ends. The society is militaristic because it has these kind of spike-looking moats. And the banner is red because it has the wavy border. Okay, so we have more, though. We have more of these, right? So if we look at the passport, this should be exactly that. Can I zoom in on this? Yes, here. So this is the same thing, right? This is Fen Iris. We have the kind of spiky moats, the hatches along the outside, and the center is the diamond shape. That's the Fen Iris symbol, or the Fen Iris core. And we have the red border. This is militaristic, and the crossroads rays. So that makes sense. So this matches this. Although almost, it looks like some of these moats are reversed, where they're not here. Does that matter? I don't know. Now, there's a second passport Do I have pictures of the second passport? Yeah, here. This is also a Fen Iris passport. Same as the other one. Okay. Okay. Let me take a glance at this. So here's our old version of this book. That one was published in 1905. When was this one published? Also 1905. Okay. So this is that same Fen Iris sigil. We have all these names now. Was anything else ripped up? We've got this. We know all the rays now. So banners, marshal, and fog. That's what this is, right? Banners. The borders always correspond to the banner and national colors of that specific realm. So you have red, marshal is the spikes, and fog is the crosshatches. Okay. Okay, so now when we go down into the sanctum, we can use our newfound information to see what we can put together down there. Let's take a gallery. Still no solution to this, so we will move right along. I should probably do a chapel right about here, because I want to get back over to this left side, but I'm going to take a secret passage because I want to get back into green rooms. Sure, we can use my key. Ooh, we'll take a cloister, although aquarium is always tempting. And we have a shovel now. I've not been terribly impressed with the shovel when we don't have the metal detector to go along with it, but that's okay. All right, let's start swinging this way. Nope, apparently not. That door's locked. That's a keycard door, which I can't open, so I guess we'll go this way. We can take a treasure trove here. I'm happy to do that. Okay, we do not have a key for that. Can't go north there. That door is locked. So we will go all the way back to the entrance hall, I guess. Ugh. Getting the power hammer has proven to be one of the more difficult tasks here. Let's take a drawing room. Still not sure how to associate a date with this room, so we won't move on. What have we got here? A den will give us a couple gems. Or we can redraw. Take a gem. And we'll move this way. Gross. We'll take a storeroom here. Terrace would be tempting, but we actually have already negated the gem cost courtesy of our spare terrace. One key for each bedroom in the house. That's not going to get us much right now, so we will take the Geist bedroom and get some dice, I think. Okay. We have one key, which will be enough to get us through this door in the cloister. And I want to swing to the west and south and start filling in the bottom ranks of the house over there. What do we have item-wise? We have a shovel, a magnifying glass, and a sleeping mask. Again, I'm tempted to take the aquarium, but I'm actually going to take the hallway since this lets me swing south. The gift shop is turned the wrong way, so I'm not going to be able to get into the foundation from here. We can take an indoor nursery, I suppose. I don't think there's going to be anything in here right now. No. But as we spawn more green rooms, which we will hopefully be doing, well, so much for that idea. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. This was a very not useful day, but we have a bunch of steps left. So what we can do is we can head down into the sanctum and see what we can put together down there. See if we can use our newfound book to figure anything out. We are missing a bunch of rooms, so we can't do the chess puzzle. But that's okay. We have other things to take a look at. All right. Here we go. Oh, right. I forgot. I drained the reservoir. Now, we already found the sanctum key down there, but there are a bunch of other chests that it would still probably be good to open. Of course, we don't have any keys, but that's okay. If we did, we could spend them there. Now that I think about it, we probably could have spent some of the keys on the last run when we ended early, because I think I had like 4 keys or something. I didn't even think about that. All right, here we go. Let's give this one a shot. So we have the heart. Hold on. Hold on. So we know that the heart is Kararika. I don't think we have that stamp yet. Where'd my stamps go? Here. I wish I could zoom in on these without just making the window bigger. No, that's the archway one. This is Fen Iris. No, this is Fen Iris. This is Rita Iris. And this one is Nuance, which is a totally different one. Okay, so we can't do this one yet because that's the heart symbol. We should also head up and look at the torch room because the torch room is going to have one of these in it. Okay, this one's for the diamond, which we have not seen anything about that. I don't know if that one, if we even know what country that is. No, that's not one of our 5 countries that we know about. So unfortunately, although we know how to decipher those sigils, we might not be able to do anything with that until after, until we get some more Sanctum keys. But like I said, let's go take a look at the torch room again, because we might be able to decipher one of these there. We can't get to the torch room from this side. But I think we can if we take the elevator down. We also want to keep an eye on, we have the Blessing of the Monk now. So we should be thinking about what room we want to spawn on the outside. Oh, interesting. This elevator has the Arita Iris symbol on it. All over the place, actually. Which is interesting because I don't think Mount Holly is in Arita Iris, is it? I thought it was in one of the others. Okay, here's the chess puzzle. We can't do that yet. I think this is the way I want to go. I think this goes up to the torch room. It is so great that we have multiple ways to get down in here now. Alright, so this is Arita Iris. And we have... what are these moats? Yeah, Orinda Iris. Moats. This is the border. No, that's the ray. Foggy. That's the foggy ray. The ray alignment is train system, locomotion. And order, putting it all together. Where's the moats page? Am I just blind? 2. The rays. The style of ray. Did it not take a picture of the moat page? I think I'm missing a page. Let's, hold on. Let's get back to the, library and see if I'm missing a page. I feel like I am. Introduction. The core, section 1. The rays is section 2. And the border is section 4. Yeah, it's missing section 3. What the heck? Alright. Library is straight ahead. Core, the rays, weather. Yeah, moats. Okay. So it had the metropolitan moats, large city-state with a dense urban and populous center. Okay. Can't just... no. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, which day do we want to end in? That's a good question. What I had a few potential options on my list here. Draw rooms outside. Entrance hall, rotunda, secret garden, foyer, and great hall. Of those, the only one I have. Oh, we should also add room 46 to this, since we know that's an actual room now. I'm torn between the... I think I also want to add these three to the list. Treasure Trove just seems interesting. The Cloister seems like it's kind of a specialized room, having as many doors and being an outdoor room. And Secret Passage could be interesting. Let's add those to this. Cloister, Secret Room, and Treasure Trove. So we will take one of those. The question is, which one? I think I want to take the Cloister for this one. Yeah, let's start with this room. This is an interesting room to spawn on the outside. Call it a day. That was a disappointing day. We didn't really get anything out of that one. But I was playing fast and loose with the keys and the doors too, so that's kind of my own fault. All right, day 59. Now we have to remember the Cloister is our outdoor room, but the Cloister normally takes gems. So we either want to wait until we get a terrace so that green rooms don't cost gems, or I think the Cloister needs 3 gems if I remember right. Yeah. So we should not go get the outdoor room yet. We will start with a corridor. And move to a reading nook. Pick up a key. And the magnifying glass, very nice. Swing north into the West Wing Hall, I think. And we'll turn back into a wine cellar. There's our 3 gems. Always curious when I see a dirt spot in the wine cellar. So hopefully we will dig up a shovel at some point. Let's go get our outdoor Cloister. This will be a little weird since this is clearly like an enclosed area. Let's see, can we see? Is it open? No. Curious. Pop this open. Anything new back here? That's just the same message as usual. Same symbols as usual. And the doors are all closed in. All right. So unfortunately, nothing really that exciting. I figure that's probably going to be the case with most of these rooms. But we need to try because you never know. I wasn't expecting room 46 from the antechamber to have anything out there, but it did. So you never know what you might find. All right, let's go ahead and swing to the right. An early conference room. Sure, we can do that. Okay. Stick a conservatory in the corner. Gladly. What do we get to modify? The hallway, the East Wing Hall, and the courtyard. Probably I want these all to be common. Because they have a lot of doors. And the courtyard is a green room. So. Alright, let's stick a storeroom here. We'll get a key and a gem. And dirt spots in storerooms are also always very interesting. Really hoping we get a shovel now. Take a den here. Pick up a third gem. Very nice. It's a bit early for a passageway, so I think we're going to take a bedroom instead. And we get a dice. Excellent. Not a great spot for a courtyard, but always terrible for a closet, so we will go ahead and take a hallway. We will take the greenhouse. This does not show up anywhere near enough. Okay, we've got our metal detector. We get 1, 2, 3 gems out of it. And there's a bunch of dig spots, so hopefully, again, we find the shovel. And here's our first broken wall. Or will hopefully be broken if we can pull the power hammer together. Which is not looking terribly promising right now, but hopefully that will change. I guess we'll take the gymnasium because I want the door. I'm not crazy about it though. Okay. We can take a chapel here. Okay. Keep on moving. Yes, an empty closet. There's our shovel. Excellent news. Now, I think before I go around and start digging up all the dirt spots, I'm going to keep heading north out of the West Wing Hall. Because we can combine our metal detector and shovel into the detector shovel, which will give us better things. We will take a spare terrace here, which will make green rooms not require gems going forward, which is excellent. There's our workshop, where we get a compass. All right, we'll do our shovel and our metal detector. Gives us our detector shovel. Beautiful. Now let's head back and start getting all those dig spots. Is there any dig spot in here? No. Okay. There was one in the wine cellar. Few coins. And there was one in the conservatory and one in the storeroom. And a bunch in the greenhouse. And a bunch in the outdoor cloister. What am I hoping to find from all these dig spots? Not sure. Key to the secret garden, maybe? And I've seen the broken lever, which would also be good. Obviously, coins and keys are always welcome. Okay. I don't think there's any around the outer rim. Don't think we can dig in these doorways. Nope. Okay. Okay. I should probably hold off on getting the other dig spots because I see we're actually starting to run low on steps. But wow, we're actually getting a lot of keys. It might be worth considering heading down to the reservoir. Actually this way. And opening up a bunch of those chests. And seeing what we get down there. Yep. Okay. A few more coins and an old rusty nail. All right. Yeah, we do not have a lot of steps left. We have 8 steps left. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I try to go through the foundation to get down to the reservoir, we're not going to make it. So I am actually going to go out this way and go through the mine. And we have 6 keys, so we can open 6 of these chests. Now, what I'll be very curious to see is if the chests stay open or if they close every day. If they stay open, excellent. If they don't, then we will need to keep track of which ones we have opened. We can start by checking the Sanctum chest. It stayed open. Okay. Okay. So let's just start at the back then. The box containing allowance tokens is white. But this is a green note in a blue box. Didn't we have a note about that? I thought we had a note. Treasure trove notes. Green memos in white boxes are always lies. This is a green note in a blue box. So I'm not sure what to make of that. A prize is in a box marked by fire, but this is a green note in a white box. So that's a lie. So I should ignore boxes marked fire, is the way I interpret that? All boxes marked by suns contain memos that are true. Okay, here's what I need to do. Green memos in this box are always true. how do I want to do this? This is going to be, we're going to call this treasure box notes. We're going to say treasure trove. Green memos in this box are always true. What unknown color, unknown symbol? Because I didn't note it. We can go back and look at the video, look at the VOD from that stream to see what that is, but I don't know offhand. This one was also in the treasure trove. Green memos in white boxes are always lies. Actually, let's do it this way. Treasure trove. Treasure trove. Okay. So we have a green note in a blue box with a moon on it. Green memo, blue box, blue moon box. The box containing allowance tokens is white. Okay. And then we have a white firebox. A green memo and a white firebox. Green memo, white firebox. A prize is in a box marked by fire. And then we have a red sun box with a blue memo. This is a red sun box. All boxes marked by sun contain memos that are true. Okay, so that's 3. Oh, and we had this one, which is a black moon box. Black moon box. This has a blue memo. This box contained a sanctum key. Okay. All right, let's try this one. Ultimately, we're going to want to open all of them, but... Oh, okay, I guess we're calling these pink boxes. That's fine. So this is a pink sun box with a blue memo. Blue memo, pink sun box. Pink boxes marked by sun always contain blue memos. And we know blue memos are always true. Okay, so we have 2 more keys. Let's try this blue moon box over here. Okay, so this is a green memo in a blue moon box. The sanctum key is in a black box, which was true, right? Yeah. Okay. Memo, unknown box. Unknown memo. Unknown box. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and open this pink sun box with a blue memo. Blue memo. Pink sun box. Green memos. In white boxes are lies. which we already knew. Okay. Excellent. So now all the chests that we've opened so far will just stay open permanently. So how many more keys do we need to open the rest of these boxes? There's actually quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, I think. So if we can get days where we're at the end of the day, but we just have batches of keys, a really good use for those keys would be to come down here and open a bunch of these. All right, let's get out of here. And maybe we will... How do I get out of here? This way. Maybe we'll just take the entrance hall for the room we spawn outside next time. I've kind of been saving that because that's an easy one because we always have the entrance hall. But I do not have a lot of steps. Actually, I'm not going to have a choice. We're going to finish in the entrance hall, whether I want to or not. Okay. All right, not a terribly useful day, unfortunately. However, we did open a bunch of the chests downstairs, down in the reservoir. That's good. We can rule Cloister out of our outdoor rooms. And we're going to get our entrance hall, external room, and see if there's anything interesting about that. Okay, so let's start by taking our allowance. Toss a coin to your Witcher. And let's go get our outdoor entrance hall, which is super weird. But perhaps there will be something interesting about this. Hello? Open only in the event of inheritance. This is the same node. Oven Navari? This is the same, right? Serial order. I never had a room for a 6 to read. I'm pretty sure that's the same. Yep. Wow, this is disappointing. After the antechamber giving us the extra secret, I was expecting this at least to have something interesting in it, but no such luck. This is kind of weird. Is there... I'm just thinking about that time Elzara told us there was an item missing and it highlighted that shelf. Nope. Nothing interesting. That is disappointing. All right. Where is our remaining objectives? So the entrance hall has been done. All right. It is what it is. So, back to our usual. Broken wall. Power hammer. We'll start with an early storeroom. Ooh, hello. Random shovel. I will gladly take that. All right, we'll start with the hallway here. And ugh. None of these are actually very good. Let's take the locksmith, I think. And I'd like a special key. I wonder if there's a chance of the locksmith giving us a sanctum key. That would suck. Key to the Secret Garden I will happily take, and we will go ahead and buy a lockpick kit. And I'm going to hold off because we should be able to get 3 coins, and then I can come back and get 3 keys. All right, we will do a kitchen here. Yes. I know what I said about the coins and wanting to buy the keys, but all right, freezer, vault. I would love a vault, but no such luck, so we will take a reading nook. Please give me something that turns left. Chapel it is. Okay. We'll take an east wing. Actually, we'll take a den. Because the layout of the den is the same as the east wing hall, but it gives us a gem, which is better. Okay. Let's take a pantry here. Before I go that way, I want to come back through here and fill out this bottom corner. We'll take a spare terrace. That will reduce the gem cost of our green rooms to nothing. And we can take a bedroom here. And we can fill in this gap with commissary? Let's take a corridor so that it connects these two back together. Yoink. Okay. All right, now we can head up. Yeah, that fills all that in. Now let's head up and go through the pantry. Ooh. Yes, I would love a boiler room. Okay. And what do we got this way? We'll use a key. Archives always gives me a headache, but I think it's a good thing to take here because it'll let us go straight through to the foundation. Do we have any goodies for me? I don't see anything, unfortunately. Let's go straight through to the foundation. I have a shovel, so I can dig these up. Okay. Ta-da! That is a perfect place for a secret garden. Love it. So it lets me go north and south. Ooh, excellent. Couple extra keys. And we'll go ahead and pull our antechamber lever. All right, and let's head south and fill in the stuff down here. Observatory seems wonderful. And what is our perks today? +5 gems, +3 steps, and apples are extra delicious. Okay. Yes. Yes, I will take a music room. A key card. Interesting. A key card is considered a major key. Huh. Okay. Good to know. Take the archive plan because it's the only one that might give us a door to that side, which it did, thankfully. I would like this, but I want it to turn down. So we're going to take security here. Now we have the key card. So we want to go into the key card system. Offline mode doesn't matter because we're not going to turn it off, but we want to set the security level to high because we want as many key card doors as we can get now. All right, let's head south. This is a terrible place for an aquarium, so we're going to take the archived plan. Workshop! Excellent! I don't have anything useful for the workshop yet, but I'm always happy to see a workshop. And let's try the archived plan. Empty closet, and this is not a red room, so it is actually empty. Sad, but I am always happy to get the red closet out of my pool. Not a good room for a mechanarium, so we will take a library here, I think. We don't need to draw anything until we get back to the bookshop. Speaking of, I would love to go to the bookshop. But I don't need to go in there right now because I know that we don't have enough money for any of the books. So we will come back to that. All right, let's swing around here. And try going north out of here. Ugh. Okay, let's do the archived plan. A drawing room. Drawing room's good. What do we want to do? Do we want to swing right and fill out this side? Or do we want to push north? What do we need to see? A greenhouse would be wonderful, but I still need all 3 parts to my power hammer, which is kind of rough. A veranda. Excellent. That is a very good room for us to have. A couple more coins, or a coin. Another coin. 2 coins, actually. And I'm going to hold off on opening that. It might be good, but I don't have a lot of keys. I'm not going to take the showroom. That's not useful to me. We'll take the West Wing Hall here. And then push up into the top there. We'll take the billiard room, which will hopefully... Ooh, nice little pile of coins. Excellent. Let's see what kind of goodies we get. +5. +11 minus 8 is 3. Squared is 9. 2 squared is 4. Minus 2 is 2. Plus 2 is 4. Squared is 16. 16 Divided by 4 is 4. Squared is 16. Divided by 4 is 4. Squared is 16. Divided by 4 is 4 squared. 16. Silver key. Spawns many doors. Excellent. I think I would want to use that off of the West Wing Hall down there, but let's see what we get up here, shall we? Let's take the study. Because I can't take the office. I don't have the gems for it. And I'm just thinking now... Ooh. Hello, treasure map. Okay. I'm just thinking now, we want to keep our eye on the chess puzzle. For the chess puzzle, we need one of each type of shape, or one of each type of piece. So the study has a queen. We must have pawns, because a bunch of different rooms have pawns. I know... did we get a reading nook somewhere? Yeah, here. I know the reading nook has a pawn. I know the chapel has a bishop. I know the security has a knight. Study has the queen, so we really just need a king. And the king is in the office, I think. And we actually have not found the Black King yet. I still haven't figured out how to associate a date with this room. All right. This way. Do I want to use my silver key here? Let's use a normal key. No gems, so I don't have a choice. We get the Geist bedroom. Not great. Not great. I probably should have used my silver key there. All right, let's head back to the drawing room and we can go this way. Does that mean this is the Dovecote? It is. Look at this. Ooh, this is a new room. Wow. Anything good in here? Hello. Dear Mother, this is September 1st, 1974. If you are reading this, that means Junie made it home safely. I imagine he's going to be quite tired after such a long flight, so make sure he gets some treats and rest. School is going well, though I do miss you terribly. Unfortunately, even though the dean gave me permission to keep my birds here on campus, I'm afraid it's getting a bit too cold for them as the semester marches on. So I've made the decision to send them all home before the winter months arrive. All that to say, expect some more letters soon. Dotingly, Mary. 928. So that was 9-1. This is 928. Dearest Mother, this should be the 5th letter you've received from me this month. Though I know statistically it is very unlikely that every single member of my flock has found their way home. And please, please don't tell me if they didn't arrive. It's going to be hard enough now that I am truly on my own. In other news, my classes have been engaging, and I am slowly making friends, so please ignore the dramatic despair of my previous letter. Things are indeed looking brighter, but I still maintain that 3 years is too long a time to be away from home. Herbert. Thank you so much for your gift of the wedding doves, whom I, of course, recognized immediately. And yes, I got the hint. So here's your letter. I know it's long, long overdue. The Mayhew life? I don't know what that is. Suits me, I think. Not that I didn't love Mount Holly, of course, but after years of being confined in a tiny dormitory, the small place Daniel and I have picked out in Reddington feels more like a stately manor. Once we've finished unpacking and setting everything up, I'll insist on you making an exception to your reclusive lifestyle to come share a meal and admire our somewhat less impressive but much more personal view of the town. Thanks again for the card, Mary. So these are all from our mother. We are returning east and should arrive on Tuesday. If coast is not clear, lower the SD to warn us. All right, let's take some pictures. Interesting. Not much information that I can do anything with, I don't think. But we do need to update our timeline with some of that information. All right, a couple more coins, or another coin. Is that all that's in here? So the Dovecote as a room is not actually that useful. I guess the real advantage is that it's one of the three, and as long as that's the case, you can rotate all three of them. Okay, so I guess now is a good time to go back to the locksmith and pick up that bundle of keys. Through the foundation. Did I dig up the spots in here? Yes, I did. Through the archive. Through the boiler room. Hello. Oh, that's right. The secret garden spreads food throughout the house. I forgot. We should keep an eye out for that. We can actually go in either direction from here. Just looking around for more food. And apples are extra tasty today, so that's very nice. Do you see any food in there? I do not. Okay. So let's head to the locksmith. Here we are. And we will buy 3 keys. I think I'll save my other coins, though. Because with 3 more, I'll be able to buy a club sandwich. Okay, nothing in here. We can go back through here. Yep. And then let's just head north. All right, conference room would have been a little more useful before I spread food everywhere, but that's okay. That opens up into the other side of the boiler room, which is kind of nice. Let's keep heading north. We can take a commissary or an archived plan. I don't really need the utility closet because we have the key card. We have the key card. Oh, I can't do the commissary because there's a gem requirement. Okay. Oh, we got the morning room. Very nice. That means we'll start with extra gems tomorrow. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. No items, unfortunately, as far as I can see. Okay, let's head this way. Indoor nursery will make this a dead end, which I'm not crazy about. Gymnasium is good. This is probably the vault, but that is more expensive than I can do, so we will take the gymnasium. And we have a key card, so we can go north. Machinarium. How many gear rooms do we have? 1. Ugh. 1, 2, 3. We have 3. So that should make doors in the other directions. So that's actually not bad. I can't make this one. I don't know that I want to re-roll, and this is not a good place for a Raker box. So this is fine. Someday I hope to get a Machinarium that has all 7 doors, but today is not that day. All right, let's keep going along the outside, see if we can get our greenhouse going. This is not a good place for silver keys. We will use a normal key. Yes. Yes. I definitely want the office. Okay. This is big for a couple reasons. One, we've already run payroll. That's fine. We can spread gold in a state. Yep. That is going to put it all in the conference room. Now, this is big because the office has a king in it, which means we now have rooms that have all of the chest shapes. So we should immediately turn around and go solve the chess puzzle. And we can pick up a bunch of gold out of here while we're here, which we may be able to use if there's enough in the bookshop. Let's see, do we have enough for the bookshop? Remaining objectives. Buy everything from bookstore. We bought Realm and Rune. 40, 50, 58. So we do have enough to buy one thing. All right, let's go. Let's see, the best way to get to the chess puzzle is actually the elevator. Let me go ahead and buy a club sandwich while we're at it. All right, here we go. I'm assuming this is going to be the solution to the chess puzzle because it makes sense to me. But I actually have nothing that tells me how this puzzle even works. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. Ooh. Oh. Okay, hold on. Dinner is ready, so we may have to... We'll solve the puzzle and then we'll pick this up later. Okay. All right. Not that one. Second one. Nope. Keep going. Keep going. There it is. All right, here we go. So, where's my map? This is what I'm looking for. So, the study is a queen. So the queen goes there. The king is in the office, which is 3 down from the upper right corner. Right there. Security is 3 from the lower left corner. That's here. The rook is 3 up and 1 in. The bishop is right next to him. And the pawn we could probably throw just about anywhere. But let's put it... what has a pawn in it? The den, right above the chapel. Okay. Here we go. Choose your piece to receive a permanent power. Ambition of the pawn. When you reach rank 8 each day, you may choose knight, bishop, rook, or queen. Gain the power of that piece until the end of the day. Okay. Mantle of the Knight. Add the armory to your draft pool. Okay. Gambit of the Queen. Each time you draft a room on the queen's side of your house, lose 5 steps and gain 1 key. No, that's horrible. That is horrible. Banner of the King. Each day you may choose a color. Rooms of the chosen color are more likely to be drawn while drafting. Ooh. Ooh, that's tempting. Piety of the Bishop. You do not have to pay tithes. Instead, gain 30 coins the first time you enter chapel each day with this power. Wow. That's interesting. That's interesting. Resilience of the Rook. You may draw floor plans up to 4 times when drafting the 4 corners of your house. That's kind of boring. Okay. So, the queen is out. We're not doing the queen. We're not doing the rook. Piety of the Bishop. The thing about the bishop's power is that we know that all of the tithes go into the piggy bank. So we're not actually losing that money. We're just deferring that money. Now, will that still be true after we smash the piggy bank? I don't know. After the piggy bank, plus 30 coins in a very commonly accessed room could be really good. The knight gives us the armory, which seems like a really useful thing to have. Like that's a new room. New rooms are always good. The pawn is interesting. The pawn is really interesting. When you reach rank 8, you may choose knight, bishop, rook, or queen. I feel like with this, knight, bishop, rook, or queen. There's no reason. I think I would rather have the pawn than any of those 4. Because then I can trade it out for whichever one I want per day. Note, though, this does not say king. And that's kind of the catch. This is really potentially good. Because like right now, and for the past few streams, we've been really pushing to get green rooms. And they hardly ever show up. But with this, I could choose green. And then if we have another day where we want red rooms, say we get Blessing of the General and want to try to utilize it, things like that, we could choose red. We can tailor any given day to the goals of that day. I think I have to do the king. This is too interesting of an ability. You may give up this power by returning to this chamber on any future day and unlocking the pieces again. Oh, okay. Okay. So I can always change this if I want to. I just need to get this same kind of setup in the future. That's awesome. Okay, very cool. All right. That's an awesome thing. I love that. More things like that, please. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 doors left open that we can fill out this area here. We've solved our chess puzzle now. I do want to stop at the bookshop because we can buy a thing in there. Two, 3, 4, 5 doors. We haven't opened the antechamber yet. So we'll want to do that. I would still like to get my power hammer, but we actually haven't found any of the items for that. We have this treasure map, so there's treasure in this room that we will almost certainly be able to get. Every time I've gotten the treasure, it's been the Mount Holly coffers, which has coins and gems in it. I'm assuming it's going to be that again. We have some good stuff coming up, but I think we are going to leave this here for now. Can I? This will call the day. I don't want to call the day. So here's what I'm going to do. We are going to leave this right here. We'll end the stream for now. I have to go have some dinner and probably take the pup for an evening walk and all kinds of good things like that. And perhaps we will pick this back up in a couple hours. Where is my dashboard? So, my friends, I want to thank you so much for watching. Always great getting to hang out with you. And if you participate in the chat, it's lovely getting to talk to you as well. If you don't, if you just enjoy watching the stream, that is absolutely fine. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you enjoy the VODs as well. So with that, we will call this one here. But don't go away for too long because we will be back in probably 2 or 3 hours here. Let's see, it's 4:15 now. Yeah, probably 2 hours or so. We will be back and we will pick this one up and keep going and see what kind of goodies we can come up with. So have a wonderful day, my friends, and I will see you later.